Hey TVs, it's Psychic Bob. Well, here I am. I know it's late on Friday. A lot of you have been writing and says, Psychic Bob, where's your video? Well, guys, you know, Psychic Bob, some days just get overwhelming. I've had a really good day. Not a bad day, you know, so nothing wrong, don't worry. But it's ended up being a really full day. Started out this morning, I had to go and have a watch worked on. By the way, I want to show you, I'm getting into watches these days. This is like my new obsession is watches. So I just got this new cool diver's watch. Isn't that beautiful? I don't know if you guys see, it's kind of glaring here. Isn't that beautiful? It's a diver's watch done in stainless steel. And anyways, I had to take it out because I have a small wrist, so I had to have a link taken out of it. So I had that done. But there you go. How you like that on me? Isn't that cool? Huh? You guys like that? Psychic Bob styling. Of course, you know, me and watches, we have this kind of love-hate relationship. I love watches, but you know, being a psychic, and probably a lot of you psychics have this problem, we tend to make watches freak out and burn out and go crazy. So anyways, I had problems. I had to take it in and have it looked at today because it wasn't, I couldn't get the time to work right. But anyways, they fixed it. Found out I just didn't have it set right for, anyways, it's complex. It has all these little gadgets, you know. And check this out. It's got a cool rotating bezel. In fact, let me just take it off here because I'll show it to you easier if I just, oh, hold on. It's hard to get off here. At least it won't fall off. But on these diver's watches, they have these kind of rotating bezels. So I just discovered this because I was like, I can't get the bezel to rotate. I didn't think it was made to rotate. And the guy at the store says, oh, it goes this way. So I have to turn it counterclockwise. And I found that's how they go. So you can, like, they're made for divers. When they go down, they can measure their oxygen tanks and set their bezel depending on their time. It's just a cool little thing. I mean, not that I'm actually diving, but you know, it's kind of cool. So I got my new watch, and I'm really enjoying it. And how do you think? Do you think it looks good on me? You think this is a good watch for Psychic Bob? What do you think? Anyway, so I had to go out today and deal with that because me and mechanical things, that's like hopeless, right? I'd rather just pay somebody to take care of it. And that's what I did. But anyways, I ended up being out at the mall today. And, you know, I wish I brought my camera. I would love to film it for you guys. But we'll go back there. It's a mall I haven't taken you to before. I don't believe Springfield Mall. But anyways, so I was at the mall, ended up having lunch out there, and then I ended up doing a reading for somebody that I ran into. It's funny how spirit just puts people in your path. Well, I had a spirit voice tell me to go to this certain part of the mall. And I went there today, and there was a person there who was obviously in distress. And what's so strange, I ended up doing a reading for them and just sat down and talked with them. And they had been praying for God to help them that day. And I feel like the Spirit led me there. So, you know, I was helping them. It was a good time. But anyways, my day ended up getting longer than I planned. Then I came home, and then I had a bunch of readings to do. So I've been doing psychic readings. And before you know it, it's like, oh my God, it's already 10 o'clock at night. That's just how my day's been. So I haven't been meaning to ignore y'all, but I've been busy. And anyways, I appreciate your patience. So I know it's UFO Friday. I actually wanted to go outside and look, you know, for UFOs, do a UFO watch today, but unfortunately it didn't happen. But, you know, I did want to talk to you about something very interesting that has been happening to me in regards to UFOs. I did a reading recently, and what was so interesting is I received a message in the reading from Commander Ashtar of the Ashtar Command. Now, let me just paraphrase this with saying I've heard of the Ashtar Command, but I never really followed it, and I was not a big, you know, follower of it. And I wouldn't say I didn't believe it. I did believe they're alien entities who are communicating with Earth, but I have never directly talked to the Ashtar Command. And if you do research on the Ashtar Command, you'll see that this is a really big thing. A lot of mediums are channeling messages from the Ashtar Command. But I can tell you, I've never really been following that. And I can't tell you my amazement when I was doing a reading for somebody, and I heard literally coming through me the voice of Commander Ashtar. And I was like, wow, where'd this come from? Well, fortunately, this person was familiar with Commander Ashtar and had, you know, had some contact with them through another medium, I guess. And it was just really interesting because it kind of gave me the validation about this Ashtar Command. And from what I've found, and I'm not an expert on it, I'll be honest, but I want to bring it to you because it's just something I think we need to look into. According to what I've found out, and from what came through in my channeling of this Commander Ashtar, the Ashtar Command is actually a group of alien beings that are transcendent of the body. They have the ability to move between dimensions, and their starships are supposedly made of light, and they respond to the ships that are moved through consciousness. And they call themselves the Flying Command of the Great White Brotherhood. Now, many of you have heard me talk about the Great White Brotherhood. And the Great White Brotherhood is a group of Ascended Masters. Now, you guys may remember my deck here, the deck of the Ascended Master cards. So, just to remind you here, I'll show you some of the Ascended Masters. Like, for example, Kuan Yin, the goddess. I've got a lot of glare with this lighting. It's great lighting except for the glare aspect. There, I'll move it close. She's an Ascended Master. Here it is. Oops, let me find it here. I got another one to show you. Here's one. El Mariah is an Ascended Master. Okay. All of these are Ascended Masters, but these are the ones that most people know about. Let's see here. Mother Mary, she's considered a member of the White Brotherhood, the Ascended Masters. Here's the one that most people know, Saint Germain, okay? So these are various what are known as Ascended Masters, and I have connected with the Ascended ones before, but I had never connected with, the Ashtar Command. I heard of them, as I said, but I didn't actually know them or work with them in a direct way. So for me, I got to tell you, it's been quite eye-opening to receive a channeled message from Commander Ashtar. And honestly, I don't remember what he said because it was not a channeling I was recording. It was just something that was coming through for somebody else. But nonetheless, they seem to value it and to help them, and I'm thankful for that. And those of you who know about channeling, many of us who are channels, we don't always understand everything that comes through us. We don't necessarily even, remember it, but it does come through us as channels. We're just vehicles for it. So when I was a vehicle for a message from the Ashtar Command, I was pretty surprised because it's never happened to me. I have channeled other aliens. I've had some Pleiadians come through me, so I do know about that. But the Ashtar Command is actually a mix of various alien races. Those are very ascended. And so they have learned to, in a sense, cross the galaxies and go from planet to planet through these light ships. And from what I understand, it's like all through consciousness. And what they're doing with the Earth now is they are bringing awakening to people that there is life throughout the cosmos and that humanity has a destiny of ascension as well. Probably they haven't, not that I've heard them directly say this, but I get the sense from the view of the ascended ones that most of the Earth, we're just a little lower on the threshold. And I don't say that to be mean, but these are people who have mastered the consciousness of the mind and the spirit and how to work with that. And they are appearing throughout the Earth through various mediums, various channels to bring the messages of the ascended ones. And so I think, I say, well, let's tune in and let's listen, I hope this isn't the last that I will have that experience. As I said, I didn't expect it. I didn't control it. It just happened. And I hope that, I will get further contact with the Ashtar Command. I actually had Commander Ashtar himself, who's the head of that order, come through. So that was pretty mind-blowing for me, honestly. So, what does this mean for my work? I don't know. Maybe I'll get more from them. But I do know one thing, that awakening of that connection brought that into focus for me. And I feel like I'm supposed to do a little more study on this element. So I'm going to be researching. And as I learn more about it, I'll share more with you, I like to tell people, and this is an important thing to understand about we are psychics or mediums. Like somebody's going to probably say, well, gee, Bob, if you channeled it, didn't you pick up everything? Don't you know all about it now? I mean, you know, you came through. Why didn't you grasp it? It's my experience at working with these sort of things. When you're channeling, you're only given, like in this case, I was doing a reading for somebody. I was only given what that person needed. So they weren't there for me to learn about their whole reality. They chose to use me as a vehicle. So what I got was rather limited in sense of knowing who they are and what they are. But I can tell you I knew who did come through them and some of the stuff they said. And it was more for this person. I don't want to talk about it because it was kind of personal. But it is interesting. And it gives me a whole new insight on people who are claiming to channel the Ashtar Command and channel entities. And it's not that I don't believe they're doing it, because I do. But I just have never, as myself, experienced that. So it was pretty eye-opening, to be honest with you, and pretty fascinating. So anyways, I just want to pop in here. I know it's late tonight. A lot of you probably aren't going to see this till tomorrow, but at least you'll have it for tomorrow during the day until the evening when we're going to have our Saturday night seance. So, you know, I'm going to ask my spirit guides if they can tell me some more about that tonight. I'm going to, you know, ask that they will share that with us, because you know, it'll be interesting to see what they say. But anyways, I just want to pop in and say hi to you guys, let you know I haven't forgotten you, and share that experience with you. So tell me, you know, if you guys are up late, tell me in the box below, have you ever heard of the Ashtar Command? Have you ever received a message? Maybe you yourself have had contact with them. Or have you ever met a medium who channeled them? And what's been your experience of the Ashtar Command? You know? You know, a lot of people are saying the Ashtar Command are full of light and goodness. I tend to believe that, and it's not that I'm blind. It's that my guides that let them come through generally would not let through a spirit if it was an evil spirit. So I had no sense of fear or foreboding. So my experience, my limited experience, was that the Ashtar Command, and particularly Commander Ashtar, is an ascended master. He's who he claims to be. He's a being of light. Now, I have heard other psychics say, oh, Ashtar Command is evil, they're deceiving us, they're working with the dark forces to take over the earth. You know, I can't say that. I did not have that experience, and I would think that if a spirit like that came through me, I would feel a sense of trepidation or pick it up, because when you're channeling, there's a real closeness, a bond. And so, you know, I didn't pick up anything bad. I picked up really advanced being whose vibration seemed profound, and it really amazed me. So, for the moment, jury's still out on this, but for the moment, I'm leaning towards that the Ashtar Command really are who they say they are. You know, again, I've had limited experience with them, but, you know, it's a beginning, and that's my initial impression. So, anyways, guys, so tell me in the boxes below in the info box, have you heard of the Ashtar Command? Have you received a message from them? Maybe you study their channels, the other channels who channel them. Tell me your thoughts. Oh, I'm having allergies. This bright light makes me sneeze. You guys ever have a reaction to light, like bright light makes your sinuses act up? Anyways, I'm okay. But I am glad to be here with you guys, and thank you so much for being here. And it's late. I'm just checking my watch. It's going on 10:25 p.m. Eastern U.S. time. I guess those of you in California, you're probably still early there. But anyways, I got my new styling watch on. Bobby Ray's styling in his diver watch. Thanks for letting me share it with you. You guys are the best. Well, keep it here tomorrow, or if you don't see this till tomorrow, later on Saturday, we're going to have the Saturday night seance, and we'll see what the spirit people have. Guys, thanks for being here. I love you. Sending you my blessings. Oh, by the way, before I go, got a little update for you guys. Important, get your calendars out on Halloween. Mark this on your calendar. Halloween, October 31st, which is, what day is that? I think it's a Tuesday. Let me check here. Yeah, it's a Tuesday, October 31st. Psychic Bob is going to be a live guest on the Kelly Coffee Show. You guys may remember Kelly Coffee, wonderful psychic. I'm going to put the link to her YouTube below. Now, I'm actually going to be appearing, I think, live that day on her Patreon. I think she's on Patreon. But we're also going to have it, part of it will be on YouTube during the day or in that evening. So, anyways, I'm going to be on Kelly Coffee Live. I'll put the links below. Go over, subscribe to her YouTube channel. I think that over there she has a Patreon links. I'll see if I can get that, put that as well. But go to Kelly's channel, you know, support her. She's an amazing psychic. And, you know, it's amazing because I've become personal friends with her. I'm really honored to have her friendship. She's an amazing person. And anyway, she said, Psychic Bob, would you come on my show as a guest on October 31st? I said, you got it. I'm there. So we'll have more about that as we get closer, but I'll put the link to Kelly below and you can go check her out and subscribe to her, okay? You guys are best. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being patient with me as I'm getting this out late. I love you guys, and we'll see you back here tomorrow for the Saturday night seance. And until then, may you always blessed be. Oh, like this, favorite it, and hit subscribe. We'll see you then. Good night.